morning. West Coast, East Coast, Indonesia. You know, there is any matter of places, matter, I don't know. There's any number, that's easy, of places you could be listening right now to the Drake Toll Show. The Westwood One app, Westwood One Sports. You could be listening in your car in the middle of the Netherlands, wondering, where has this guy been? Well, I'm back. Can't keep a good man down. Couldn't kill me off.
Here we go again.
2 days of what some doctors are calling the worst flu they've ever seen. They were studying me. They were studying me in labs across the country. But I'm back for one of the great sport Mondays that we get in our existence. Because today, we know the Super Bowl is set. The New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks will meet in Super Bowl 60. I'm Drake Toll from the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. I come to you from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12, Amazon Fire TV's college football kickoff. And boy, do we have it loaded for you. Here's what I'm going to do. I get you. I understand it. Look, David, Duluth, Georgia. I know. It's early. I mean, it's not early for you, right? You get up every day this early. You're usually up at 4:30. You're at the gym. You're driving back from the gym right now. You have the radio on, listening to the Drake Toll Show on your local station, your favorite station. You're Sam, Spring, Texas. Yeah, Sam, good for you. You got up this morning, decided to do your devotional, write out your words of encouragement to yourself. And then you turn the Drake Toll Show on. It's a positive show. Gosh. Cammie, the idea that you are awake right now, somewhere outside of Redding, California, is incredible. Should you still be awake? That's a question that you can answer yourself. But you are. And the Drake Toll Show is turned on. And what each of you have in common right now, from Duluth to Redding, is that you will get a front seat to the Seattle Seahawks and LA Rams, a classic 3/4 of football that decided who would represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. And then, because I am paid to do so and required to do so, I will take you through the highlight, an highlight. We will attempt to concoct what could possibly be a highlight from New England going to Denver and getting the win to represent the AFC in the world's biggest sporting event. Also, for each of those who I called out by name, 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. This show is driven by you, the caller, and you can be involved on the Drake Toll Show. Addie Bates produces from Washington, D.C. Curtis Poindexter runs the board from Culver City, California. And you might be thinking, is this a glitch in the Matrix? Tom Brady and the New England Patriots against Pete Carroll and his ragtag team of, what was the really good secondary with Russell Wilson
Legion of Boom?
quarterback? Yes, Legion of Boom. That's been 10 years ago now. Legion of Boom versus Tom Brady. Super Bowl 60. Some things never end. This is deja vu. A buddy of mine sent in our group chat yesterday. Said, hey, super excited. This is before the game started. He was Nostradamusing sports. Said, super excited to see the Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl for a rematch. It's like, rematch? At what point in time can we stop calling things a rematch? Like when none of the existing guys are still on the roster, when very little of what built 10 years ago is still hanging around there, when Seattle throws the ball from the 2-yard line, when so little of that core is left, at what point do we stop saying, oh, rematch? Because it's not Tom Brady. It's not Legion of Boom. It's Mike Vrabel and Drake Maye versus Mike McDonald and Sam Darnold. What? This is This is deja vu. What is deja vu? Spatial similarity. The most popular explanation. Scientists still, they can't. Scientists, dentists, psychologists cannot explain what deja vu is. They do not know, by the way. One of the great mysteries of the world. But the spatial similarity theory is that while you haven't been in the situation before, though you feel like you have, the physical layout of the room, the arrangement of the objects, is similar to a memory that you already have. You go walk into a new coffee shop, counters on the left, plant in the corner, the lights hitting the floor just right, and you're like, oh, it's like my grandma's kitchen. And your brain says, oh, this is grandma's kitchen. And it sees a pattern, can't find a memory, and just gives you the whole scene as if it's familiar to you. No, I'm not buying that. I think deja vu is just our ability to see into the future. You can pick and choose whatever you'd like to believe, but it's deja vu all over again. Rams, Broncos, good night. Season done. Fun season. Made it to your conference championship game, but season done. Jarrett Stidham. Was it a great story? Oh, what a good story. Was it a great story? That run is over. And now we have our Super Bowl matchup. But how did it happen? There's a good chance, if you're awake listening to the Drake Toll Show live, that you were asleep for at least the latter portion of Seattle and Los Angeles. So why don't I take you through exactly how this happens? I'm going to hold hands with Curtis Poindexter. I'm going to high-five Addy Bates. And we're all going to
forget how that feels like.
Am I allowed to hold hands with you, Curtis?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. And we're going to take this trip together. And it starts with Kenneth Walker and the Seattle Seahawks on a hot start.
Darnold looks over the defense, gets the snap, turns right, hands off Walker, runs laterally to 5, to the pylon, diving, touchdown, Seattle. They've taken the lead in the NFC Championship game. A 2-yard touchdown run by Kenneth Walker. 6-0 Seattle.
That is our own Kevin Harlan, Westwood One Sports, giving you touchdown number 1. Came after a Rams punt. 3 plays, 7 yards, 3 and out immediately for Matthew Stafford and company against that nasty Seattle defense, number 1 in the NFL in like every category, including DVOA, which is something you should be brushing up on this time of year because DVOA typically points to who wins in the postseason, as it did. Kenneth Walker, 2-yard touchdown run. But that was not enough to certainly put away the Rams. It's far too early to talk any of that mess. And while Seattle would go up 10-3 by the end of the first quarter, and it's kind of a field goal match back and forth for a bit, listen to this. It's 7-0. Seattle's ahead. LA answers with a field goal. Seattle goes field goal. Now it's 10-3. Then the Rams go field goal. Now it's 10-6. Seattle's forced into a punt, and down by 4 points, Matthew Stafford and company take their first lead of the game as Stafford goes to Kyren Williams.
Shotgun snap, 4-man rush, cocks his arm, short pass at the 5, caught, touchdown. Kyren Williams caught it, and Breeze is in for 6. What a play call, 10-yard touchdown run, and the Rams have taken the lead.
Oh, buddy, take all the air out of the stadium. Uh-oh. Rams up by 3, middle of the second quarter. By the way, that came on a 12-play, 87-yard, 7-minute, 23-second drive. And not only that, listen to this. The Seahawks would go 3 plays, 2 yards, 22 seconds, 3 and out. Trying to score at the end of the half. Around 2 minutes to go, end of the half. Trying to go 2-minute drill. Let's go score. We're down by 3. Let's make this work. They couldn't do it. They had to punt. So I'm gonna take you through the missed opportunities of the Rams, because at that point the Rams have the ball back with about a minute and a half to go in the first half. They could go score again. We saw last week, what was it, in that just stupid Bills-Broncos game. The Broncos scored 10 points in the last 22 seconds of the first half because of Josh Allen's incompetence. You're like, all right, great. The Rams have a chance to go score that middle 8, last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half, go win that. Rams, you can go do it. You can add to your 3-point lead. Instead, you force a 3 and out against Seattle. Then the Rams go 3 plays, 5 yards, 39 seconds. They have their own 3 and out, only to give Seattle the ball with roughly 55 seconds remaining in the second half. And Sam Darnold, who you doubted, who you told me you didn't believe in, 6 plays, 74 yards for Sam Darnold, and he finds JSN.
Darnold in the gun, gets the snap, four-man rush, moves up, backpedals, throws end zone, caught, touchdown. Far side, Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. And Seattle has grabbed the lead.
Yep. So now the Rams, listen, like 1 first down, 2 first downs. They didn't even have to score. They could have gone to halftime up 13-10. Instead of give the ball to Seattle, it takes just 34 seconds. 6 plays, 74 yards, 34 seconds. Seattle takes a 17-13 lead. That goes into the break. 2 plays, 25 yards. Stafford can't do much. And we go to halftime. 4-point game, Seattle's up. They get the ball in the second half. Again, I'm going to talk about missed opportunities by the LA Rams. Because in the third quarter, we open up the second half. Rams have the ball. And the beauty of the Rams having the ball here is that they can go out of their 4-point lead. They can go, hey, let's try to put this game away, go up 2 scores, and eventually double digits, and right off in the sunset. Instead, 5 plays, 7 yards, 2 minutes, 53 seconds off the board. They have to punt. But when they punt the ball, what do the Los Angeles Rams do the worst? Special teams. Muffed punt gives the ball back to Seattle, and it doesn't take long. 1 play, 17 yards.
17 of the Rams. Darnold hunched under center. 1st and 10. The snap, the fake handoff, drops back, got a running back block, throws to the end zone. Touchdown, caught, leaping down the middle. Bobo! Jake Bobo with a leap and a catch underneath the crossbar, down the middle. 17-yard touchdown pass by Seattle.
Didn't think you'd hear Jake Bobo's name today, did you? Remember earlier when I told you that the Rams could possibly take the lead or lengthen their lead, strengthen their lead at the end of the first half? They're up 13-10. Well, they didn't do that. They allowed a touchdown by Seattle. Couldn't score with 20 seconds to go in the end of the first half. I forgive them for that. Forced to punt. First possession of Seattle. Seattle's second half drive, their first possession of the second half. And you muff that punt. Next play goes 17 yards, touchdown to Mike Bobo. Great. Awesome pass, by the way, from Sam Darnold. Great call. Kevin Harlan, Westwood, One Sports. But then, we got a ball. Hey, look, this is Matthew Stafford. If we're going to get back into this, we need to do it with a splash. It's 24-13. It needs to be a splash. Stafford goes, get this, less than that. 4 plays, 75 yards, 2 minutes, 21 seconds, touchdown, Rams.
Seattle 2, shotgun snap, 1st and goal. Stafford to the end zone throwing, touchdown, over the shoulder catch. On the near side, Davante Adams got it, 5 yards deep. A 2-yard touchdown pass, and that's how the Rams answer.
Oh, but did they do it too fast? No, they did. You're not thinking about that in the middle of the third quarter. But with 7 some odd minutes left to go in that third quarter, hey, Seattle gets the ball back. They're up 24-20. Let's be methodical with this. And they were methodical enough. 9 plays, 65 yards, 4 minutes and 49 seconds off the clock. And you just heard old man Davante Adams touchdown. Anything you can do, Cooper Kupp can do better.
Shotgun snap, 4-man rush, crumbling pocket, throws, caught, 5, diving in, touchdown, Kupp. Touchdown, Seattle. Sam Darnold has just thrown his 3rd touchdown pass tonight. 13 yards to the former Ram.
Now, remember, I told you, missed opportunities. Missed opportunities. You had the momentum. The Rams had just scored 4 plays, 75 yards. And then your defense allows a healthy drive from Seattle. But lest ye be worried, here come those LA Rams with their own 5-play. Only took them 5 plays. 2 minutes and 46 seconds. 87 yards down the field. And the reason it was so quick and so easy is because Puka Nacua might be the best wide receiver on the face of the planet Earth.
34 is Seattle. Back to pass, Stafford. 1st and 10. Winds up, arching pass. Caught, backpedaling on the pylon. Touchdown! Touchdown! It's caught by Nacua.
Touchdown. Puka Nacua falling backward into the pylon. Just stays in bounds. And now it's 31-27. We got a 4-point ball game going to the fourth quarter. And you know what sucks? You know what really sucks if you're a Rams fan? That's it. That's it. You know that there's the adage that the analysts love to give, where they say a lot of game left, Jim. A lot of game left here. 15 minutes. Anything can happen here. 15 minutes. Nothing happened. That's it. That's the last highlight we have. That's it. The game's over. It's 31-27. You didn't have to play. You did not have to play the fourth quarter. And boy, was the fourth quarter just kind of a circle of suck. Because Seattle goes 8 plays, 29 yards, 4:48 off the clock. They're forced into a punt. And it's an opportunity, right? Remember opportunities. Opportunity for the Rams. But instead of, hey, remember that one time in the third quarter we scored in the span of 4 plays, 75 yards, 2:21 off the clock? Or remember the other time we scored in the third quarter, 5 plays, 87 yards, 2:46 off the clock? What if, with 10-ish minutes left to go in this game, 11 minutes to go in the game, we took the ball 14 plays, 84 yards, 7 minutes, 24 seconds, and got, drum roll please, 0 points. What if we did that? What if we had a 1st and 10 from the Seattle 12-yard line? And Matthew Stafford threw a ball 6 yards, Puka Nacua. Great. 2nd and 4 from the Seattle 6. 5:54-ish to go in the game, under 6 minutes to go in the game. Give it to Williams, 0-yard carry. Oh, well, Stafford can throw the ball. That's 3rd and 4. We got to probably score a touchdown here. 5 minutes-ish left to go in the game. We got to score a touchdown. 3rd and 4, Seattle 6-yard line. What if we go incomplete pass? Trying to find Mumfield. And then what if we go 4th and 4, Stafford, just try to throw it middle of the end zone again. Oh, no, that's also incomplete. Give the ball to Seattle. And from there, this was just Seattle's uncanny ability to take advantage of opportunities. And by uncanny, I mean completely canny. This is what they do. This is what the 1 seed does. This is what the home team 1 seed does. Listen to this stat. This is your stat. You go to the water cooler. This is what you say. People are like, how did the Rams lose? You say, well, they missed opportunities. And they say, well, we'll quantify that. Can you give me a tangible stat for that? Listen. Seattle, 7 for 13 on 3rd down. Didn't go for it on 4th down once. Had multiple in the second half. Multiple 3rd down conversions where they were right at the line. Just like inches across the line. The Rams, on the other hand, combined 2 for 10 on 3rd and 4th down. 1 for 8 on 3rd down. 1 for 2 on 4th down. And that was it. Here was the final call from Kevin Harlan, Westwood One Sports, as the Seattle Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl.
10 seconds to go. Rams at their 30 down by 4. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Sets in the pocket. Plenty of time. Winds up. Throws to the near sideline. Caught. 50-yard line and out of bounds. Nacua. The clock at 1. Oh, they keep the clock going. It's over. It's over. Seattle has won. The Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Puka didn't get out of bounds. Like 25 seconds to go. Got to score a touchdown. Rams didn't. Their season ends. And what you're probably thinking, if you are aware right now, it's like, man, when are we going to get to that New England game? Oh, we have like 2 highlights from that one. Not because of, our own deficiencies, but because the game itself gave us like 2 highlights. So I'm giving all of the time and attention that we need for an incredible game between Seattle and Los Angeles before we get to what happened in Denver. And in the meantime, after a 31-27 victory for Seattle that sent the Seahawks, Coach McDonald, to the Super Bowl, here's what Sean McVay, the head coach of the Rams, had to say postgame.
I love this team, and, I wasn't ready to stop working with them. Thought we had 2 more weeks together. But I am really grateful for each of those individuals and the collective. It's just 30 on this group, top to bottom, as I've ever been around. That's coaches and players included. And, that's what sports, it represents a lot of different things. It's a beautiful thing, though. This game has brought me some of the most special relationships that I'll cherish. That's what this team has done. and this was a special year, and I think it's hard to fathom that it's over. It'll take some time, but nothing but gratitude. That's what I want them to know.
Sean McVay, you made the NFC Championship game. Like, I saw on Twitter there were Rams fans that were mad. Like, oh, you should have bolstered the secondary. The defense wasn't good enough. Special teams wasn't good enough. Yeah, you're right. You had the best offense in the NFL. You had such a good football team. Maybe the second best team in the National Football League this year. There's a chance that's the case. If I'm a Rams fan, it sucks you lost. It sucks to lose. But you know what? Dudes still rock. The sun will come up. Not for a little bit. Because it's 3:21 in the morning on the West Coast. But the sun will come up. And you'll live to play another day. Next year, Stafford's back. And you'll live to play another day. And orchestrate another Super Bowl run. But in the meantime, Seattle heads to San Francisco. On the other side of this break, take Tylenol, take Benadryl, take NyQuil, Dayquil, whatever you need to keep you from throwing up in your mouth. Because we're going to play for you the highlights, if that's a word that we are allowed to use, from New England and Denver. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. You can call, get involved with the show. 310-840-4910, 310-840-4910. This is the Drake Toll Show.
A new chapter in NFL.
Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let the moon break your heart. Love blooms at night. In daylight it dies. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Oh, keep your heart from me, for someday I'll return, and you know you're the only one I'll ever love. Too many nights. Too many nights. Too many stars. Too many stars. Too many moons could change your mind. Don't let the moon change your mind. If I'm gone too long, don't forget where you belong. When the stars come out, remember you are mine. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let the moon break your heart. Love blooms at night. In daylight it dies. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Oh, keep your heart from me, for someday I'll return, and you know you're the only one I'll ever love. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let the moon break your heart. Too many miles. Too many miles. Too many days. Too many days. Too many nights to be alone. Too many nights all alone. Oh, please keep your heart while we are apart. Don't you linger in the moonlight when I'm gone. While I'm gone. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let the moon break your heart. Don't let the moon break your heart. Love blooms at night. In daylight it dies. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Oh, keep your heart from me, for someday I'll return, and you know you're the only one I'll ever love. I'll ever love. I'll ever love. You're the only one. You're the only one I'll ever love. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let the moon break your heart. Love blooms at night. In daylight it dies. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Oh, keep your heart from me, for someday I'll return, and you know you're the only one I'll ever love. Too many nights. Too many nights. Too many stars. Too many stars. Too many moons could change your mind. Don't let the moon change your mind. If I'm gone too long, don't forget where you belong. When the stars come out, remember you are mine. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let the moon break your heart. Love blooms at night. In daylight it dies. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Oh, keep your heart from me, for someday I'll return, and you know you're the only one I'll ever love. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let the moon break your heart. Too many miles. Too many miles. Too many days. Too many days. Too many nights to be alone. Too many nights all alone. Oh, please keep your heart while we are apart. Don't you linger in the moonlight when I'm gone. While I'm gone. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let the moon break your heart. Don't let the moon break your heart. Love blooms at night. In daylight it dies. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Oh, keep your heart from me, for someday I'll return, and you know you're the only one I'll ever love. I'll ever love. You're the only one.
Why not us? Why not us? Grite su número de seguro social, por favor. You know, it's just what I think about days like today. The Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. 4 a.m., 28 minutes and 11 seconds, Mountain Time. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas, Locked On Big 12. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces from Washington, D.C. She is snowed in. Curtis is in Los Angeles, so he's not. I'm in.
It's a brisk 45 here, if anyone was wondering.
Whoa! That's colder than usual.
I know, it's crazy. I had to put a hoodie on.
It is 11 degrees from the Sundance Mountain Resort where I reside currently. On hand for tonight's game between number 1 Arizona and number 13 BYU in Provo. Cougars will host an undefeated Wildcats team in one of the biggest basketball games you could ask for. We love college basketball. And so I'm just here in my 2002 Salt Lake City Olympic ski coat that I found on Facebook Marketplace that could or could not have any number of nefarious drugs hidden in the millions of pockets that this thing holds. But I have not checked that yet. And shortly when I go to the airport tomorrow to head back home to Savannah, Georgia, they will be able to help me discover those if they exist. The hope is that they do not. Here are the Drake Toll
Looks
Show.
nice and retro, though.
It is very retro. Thank you, Curtis. It came with a vest too and quarter zip that also have the 2002 Olympic logos on them. So I'm happy with this Facebook find. I did a this is going to sound so insufferable. You know what's more insufferable than this? Curtis, are you ready for this?
What's that?
Addie's cat is named Sinatra Bublé Bates. What are we doing here?
What about it?
Sometimes I think, why did we give autonomy to human beings? Why did we say, surely we can trust them to do, good on their own? And then they name their cats Sinatra Bublé Bates.
You know what, Drake?
What?
Your dog's name is Bear. Your dog's name is Bear.
Bear seat toll, man.
Yeah, okay. Sinatra's very refined. You want to have a glass of wine with a cat named Sinatra Bublé.
Oh.
A nice Chianti. Maybe a Duckhorn Merlot.
Sinatra's still rocking the chicken leg, by the way.
She is still rocking the chicken leg, and I can't help but laugh every time I see her, and then I feel bad.
I think even PETA would be like, yeah, we support cats, but we draw the line at we draw the line at Sinatra Bublé Bates.
When I first got her, her name was Koi, but like the fish,
Dope.
but it was spelled C-O-Y, and it's low-key kind of racist, but they wanted it to be like the koi fish because she's Thai, but koi fish aren't Thai.
Okay. I was going to be very interested to how the cat's name was racist. That was going to need some explanation. After further review, thanks, Gene, I'm going to go ahead and declare yes, that is a little racy that they named it Koi because the cat is Thai? How do we know the cat is Thai,
Yeah,
by the way? Have we...
Siamese cats are from Thailand.
Oh,
They're from
she's a
the
Siamese
old
cat.
Siam. Siam.
Okay.
Do you know where Siam was? Okay.
Yes, I do. Modern day Thailand. So that's gonna. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was not following there for a second about the racist upbringing of what is now known as Sinatra Bublé Bates. But thank you,
The artist formerly known as Koi.
Koi. Thank you for rescuing her
Yes, from Craigslist.
from such a inconsiderate environment.
Well, she did come from an abusive household, yes. They did hit the cat, so
That's not
she's
good.
she's living her best life.
It's not good. PETA
She's
would
old
not,
cross-eyed over here.
PETA would not like that. But now Sinatra Bates has a good. This show is predicated on honesty. What's almost more insufferable than that is I'm having chamomile tea. I think for the first time in my life, it was just in the hotel room. I was like, I don't know, whatever. Cash some happy checks. Make it. I'm not sure if I like it. Being from Valonia, Arkansas, we did not have chamomile tea there. It hasn't gotten to Arkansas yet. More insufferable, the backdrop of the show. We're live on YouTube and Twitter because you have to be in 2026. The backdrop of the show today is the mountain with the snow and the skiers, which is very fun. That is when the sun comes up in hours. It's the wee hours of the morning still, 4:33 and 38 seconds here on the in the mountain time. This is me saying, in a long way, show is predicated on trust and honesty. And I'm being honest with you, saying I'm delaying the New England Patriots Denver Broncos highlights, or lack thereof. Let's take you out west into the mountains where Jarrett Stidham's story of the year is about to lead his team to the Super Bowl, and his second drive of the game is proof of such.
Stidham looks over the defense, brings Prentice in motion, takes the snap, back on a play fake, rolling right, throws end zone, it is caught! Touchdown Broncos! Cortland Sutton makes the catch in the back right corner of the end zone, a 6-yard strike, and the Broncos are on the board first.
Yeah, there you go. 7-0. Jarrett Stidham, welcome to the show, kid. After a 3-and-out, 1 yard on the first possession of the game, New England also goes 3-and-out, and Jarrett Stidham goes 5 plays, 59 yards, and the touchdown to old man Cortland Sutton. Bang! Not to mention, New England would punt their next drive, give Stidham another opportunity. Denver's cooking, man. It's not snowing yet. It's never going to snow. The weather's great. We're just chilling. Home game, AFC Championship. Sean Payton, he said all week, Jarrett Stidham's the next MVP. He's my guy, man. He's my guy. He was, in fact, not Sean Payton's guy. Drake Maye, though, doing what Drake Maye does, in the second quarter of this game, caps off a Patriots two-play, 12-yard touchdown. And you're like, what 2 plays, 12 yards? Yes, because Jarrett Stidham, being Jarrett Stidham, decided, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the ball, and I'm going to throw it backward. And no one really knows why, but now New England will get the ball on the Broncos' 12-yard line, and 2 plays in, Drake Maye does this.
Second down and 4, ball at the 6. Trips left, single man right. Maye in the shotgun. He's got the snap. He's back. He's going to run it along the right hash and into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. Drake Maye on a quarterback draw runs along the right hash, had nothing but green grass in front of him, and scores from 6 yards out.
This is the Drake Toll Show, by the way. Drake Toll with you. Ryan Radke on the call there for Westwood One Sports. Curtis Poindexter, actually, he ran the game. He did that game yesterday. And Curtis is with us today. It's kind of starstruck a little bit. It's pretty cool, actually. And that made it 7-7. That's it. All right. Hey, coming up next on the Drake Toll Show, let's talk about our biggest losers. We've got obituaries. We can go to Idiot of the Day. And because that's it. That's it. Snow started falling. 7-7. And we saw one of the games of all time in the National Football League. Genuinely, I'm about to give you the audio. Curtis is going to hit play. And then, we're done. That's it. There's a field goal on the first drive of the second half for New England, and then the blizzard befalls us. New England goes 16 plays. Listen to this. 16 plays, 64 yards, 9 minutes, 31 seconds. Nails a field goal. Ryan Radke's like, all right, field goal's good. It's 10-7. Still got 20 minutes left in the game here. Nobody changed those TV sets. And you could have. You could have turned the radio dial. You could have changed your TV set. You could have done whatever you wanted aside from watch the rest of this game because nothing happened. Listen, here's what I'm going to do. And this is going to sound insufferable. I'm going to give you the drive chart from the contest. The what happened at the end of each drive for the entire game. Listen, it's going to get repetitive, and you're going to think, is this guy's microphone broken? Are we stalling? Are we repeating ourselves? No, ma'am. This is just what happened yesterday. First drive of the game. Here we go. Buckle up. Punt. Touchdown. Punt. Turnover on downs, which that was an opportunity for Denver to kick a field goal, go up 10-0. They didn't. Punt, fumble. Touchdown. 7-7. Buckle up. We have 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Punt, missed field goal. Field goal. That's it. That's the end of the scoring. We have 20 minutes left in the game. It's 10-7 New England. And here we go. Punt, missed field goal. Punt. Missed field goal. Punt. Interception. End of game. And the reason we had the end of the game, 2 minutes, 11 seconds left. 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Pats had the ball. Denver can still call some timeouts, get a little savvy with it, try to make it work. But if New England gets a first down, it's over. And here's Drake Maye doing it himself.
3rd down and 7. Maye under center, back on a play fake, rolling to his left. Maye's going to run to the outside of the sideline. He's got the first down. Drake Maye picks up the first down, and that may be the play that sends the Patriots back to the Super Bowl.
Yep, it was. Good looking out, Ryan Radke. Speaking of Ryan Radke, here is his final call as Robert Kraft, gets a happy ending to the AFC side of the bracket.
Maye with his hands under center, drop.
I see what you did there.
That's it. The New England Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. The Patriots win the AFC Championship, beating the Denver Broncos 10-7, and a new era of Patriots football is upon us. The Drake Maye, Mike Vrabel Patriots are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they are, man. Yeah, they are. The Patriots winning is brought to you by Ethos Life. The easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes, up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exams. Just a few health questions. Get your free quote at checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Checkethos.com for a free quote. Before we go to the biggest losers of the day, I do want to give you the opportunity. Curtis and I spoke about this. Addie agreed to hear from Mike Vrabel and Drake Maye after the game because they talked to Westwood One. They talked to Westwood One, and we're Westwood One. And being Westwood One Sports, Mike Vrabel, take it away.
I love what you said, Coach, about going to win a Super Bowl, that it's not about you, it's not about your players.
1 minute.
And I'm going to make you uncomfortable when I say this. I talked to more coaches today, pregame, who've been in this league for such a long time and said, I haven't enjoyed a season like this in so long. What is it that you were able to capture this season with this team?
Well, we just started out with a group, and we tried to bring in the right people. We tried to build a great program for these players, and they've responded every step of the way, and I'm lucky to coach them.
You told me at halftime the key was to seal our identity, what got us here. Can you define that?
Yeah, it's about taking care of the ball. It's about the effort in which we play with. It's about making great decisions and being great situationally. And, you can see there at the end, that's what we did.
Finally, you've done this before, I know that, and you've held this trophy. The difference, Mike, in holding it as a player and as a head coach leading this?
It is, again, I'm lucky to coach these guys. And I just want everything that we have, and they go out and execute. And that's what we're going to do next week and the week after until we play the football game.
We can't wait to see you in Santa Clara. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. That is Mike Vrabel with our own Laura Oakman on Westwood One Sports. Could be the first coach to win a Super Bowl that also won a Super Bowl as a player for the same franchise. Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots. Then Drake Maye, the new blood. Last night, I think it was Kirk Cousins on the broadcast on CBS said something that the judge thought, oh no. He said, we could be looking at the makings of the next great dynasty. Okay, I mean, that's not the worst thing you could say. Like, sure, we could be. We could be. He said, just remember that 17 or 18 years from now. I thought, oh, that's a lot of years. That's a lot of years. But then I remembered, that's what Tom did, man. 20 years of dominance in the NFL. 20 years of Tom Brady. We could have just opened up the next can of, Drake Maye's 23 years old. We could have just opened up the next can of Tom Brady. Here's what Drake Maye had to say to Laura Oakman on the field after the game.
Drake, let me start with the first half. And if I said to you,
1 minute.
That wasn't getting the offense in a rhythm, is it just not in a rhythm? Is it conditions? Was it the defense? What was it that didn't feel like you?
A breakout of this one.
On defense, we got to do a better job of staying ahead of the chains. And, our defense kept us in the game. They had a big turnover, turned into a touchdown. That was huge. And we got 3 in the second half. We ended up being the game.
What was the difference? I talked to your coach at halftime, and he said the big key was just sealing our identity, going back to the identity. The difference that you felt coming back out here was what?
Yeah, road warriors. We've been great on the road all year. We built this identity, and we got to go take it to the Super Bowl because that's what's going to matter now.
I love that you guys keep bringing up Warriors from a movie that was released when you were not born. Finally, what does this mean to you?
Yeah, it means the world. Thank the good Lord. Lord willing, this whole season, and I think that's what's big about this team is we're bringing our faith, and I think that's what is that's what's going to keep us going as we go to Super Bowl.
I know it's hard for you to do an interview with me while you're looking up and seeing if the NFC Championship game is going on. Congratulations, AFC champion. See you in Santa Clara.
Thank you so much. Go Pats.
It's Drake Maye, Super Bowl contending quarterback. Didn't see that coming, did you, a few weeks ago? Didn't see it coming, did you? It's happening. Around the bend. Biggest losers of the day. And there are many on this Monday. 310-840-4910. Pick up your phone, call the show, text the show, do whatever you want. 310-840-4910. This, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, is the Drake Toll Show.
Super Bowl.
is the Drake Toll Show. That was live audio of me, 1 Eastern time in the morning on Friday. Thought I was going to die. Again, many doctors said it was the worst case of the flu they'd ever seen, but I survived. Look at me now. That was actually Tony Romo. I don't know, Jim. Lot of opportunities to say I don't know, Jim, in that contest between New England and Denver. I don't know, Jim. The winner of this game could win the Super Bowl. Yeah, Tony, you got a great point there, bud. You got a really good point. It's the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization. Locked on Big 12. Addie Bates, Curtis Poindexter. And that's what we meet every morning, 6 to 9 a.m. Nice. Right here, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. And it is time for our biggest losers of the day. I told you, this show is predicated on trust. You and I, we know each other. We talk every day. So I'll tell you that we are going to break in like 3.5 minutes. And typically we wouldn't. I would have like a full 15 minutes for this, but I did this myself. I played you all the highlights. I gave you the games and what happened. And now here we are. Hot and heavy for the next 3 minutes. Plenty of time. Daryl Taylor, first loser of the day. Reporter asked Mike Vrabel late last week, right before the AFC Championship game. Yeah, so how's Daryl Taylor gotten acclimated so far? Vrabel said, yeah, we released Daryl Taylor. Put that out in the press release at 4 o'clock, so not very well. Good, Mike. Not very well. Does he get a ring? Question mark. Does he get a ring? I don't know. Biggest loser of the day, the Denver Broncos, for not kicking a field goal. Up 7-0 early in the game. You never think it's going to matter. You take a 2-possession lead in a game where the bottom's about to fall out of the sky. Snow like you've never seen before will befall you, will be in front of you. And Denver said, we're going to go for it. That decision was bad. They did not convert. In fact, Jarrett Stidham looked completely and utterly lost on the play. And the world wonders. The world wonders.
2 minutes.
What could have been? 4th and 1, trying to find R.J. Harvey from the New England 14. We at least could have gotten overtime, but thank God we did not have to suffer more of what we saw in the blizzard in Denver of that 10-7 Patriots win. Biggest loser, the Broncos for not kicking it. You know what? Biggest loser, Buffalo Bills. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Brian Daboll and the Buffalo Bills. I don't know. What are we doing? You could have won the Super Bowl. You could have at least gone to the Super Bowl. This was the year. We allowed you a fairly easy way to get there. And you said, you know what? I'm good. It's not for me. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my camo meal. The Bills sit at home with Brian Daboll as our next head coach. Not literally. Not yet. But maybe. And that's kind of bad. I think Daboll's a good quarterback whisperer, but is that who you wanted to get? Is that who you wanted to fire Sean McDermott for? Biggest loser, bigger than all of them, is the Dallas Cowboys' Dak Prescott. 2 playoff wins in his career. Drake Maye has 3. Yep. Drake Maye has 3. He has 3 this year. And as a closeted, vague Cowboys fan, that sucks. Sucks to see. You're a biggest loser, Dak.
10.
And the Bills and the Broncos. Drake Toll with you, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Coming around the bend, we got a Super Bowl ready to go on the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One.
Hello? World?
Your bed wasn't playing, but here we go.
Jordan Bell, third. Jordan Bell, third. Yo, 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 yo. I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Bell, third. Stacking penny stocks while I'm flipping these birds. Sipping on Ciroc, trip 'em up with the words. I done popped the money and I think it's be my third.
Touch yourself.
Jordan Bell, third.
Touch yourself.
Jordan Bell, third.
Touch yourself.
I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Bell, third.
Go!
Stacking penny stocks while I'm flipping these birds. I just flipped a birdie.
That's the last time the Patriots and the Seahawks played in the Super Bowl. The world could not get enough of what came first, the chicken or the egg? Or the Jordan Belfort song and Wolf of Wall Street? I actually don't know. But I do remember that song being a very big hit, along with Madden Mobile. Back then, I was probably in, when the Pats and the Seahawks first met in the Super Bowl. I bet I was in, this is going to date me, how old I am now. I'm getting up there. I think I was in 8th grade, maybe. 7th, 8th, 9th grade, somewhere in there. And, that song was a hit, and we would play Madden Mobile in class when we could sneak our phones. And this one guy, Zach, he had a vape. He had was it Juul? Is that they did away with those, right? Curtis, you would know. Curtis, get your ass in here. Was it?
Why would I know? Yes, they were outlawed by then.
Yeah, I know you know. Is Juul still outlawed? Are we allowed to have those?
I know here in California, you can't even have flavored nicotine anything anymore. It's
Really?
absolutely nothing.
Really? Huh. And that's on government control right there. All those rumors about California I've been hearing are true, I guess.
Do you remember party mode? Do you remember party mode with the Juuls?
What would that even mean? That sentence would kill a Victorian child.
So, if someone were to, let's say, take a hit and the light would shine,
Take a hit. Are we really going to say take a hit about a Juul? Is that really the verbiage you want to use about a Juul? Is take a hit? Try again. Try again.
What would you like me to say, Drake?
Yeah, take a hit, I guess. Is kind of the only...
If you were to put it in your mouth and then shoot...
Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Unnecessary. Bates. 2 minutes. Penalty box. We're going on the power play here. That's your... However the referees say it in
now
hockey.
this is going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible regardless. But when you would, you could shake it and it would change colors because there was a little light.
Come on, Curtis. You can shake it and change colors. Remember this?
Totally.
Jordan Belfort.
After you would put it in your, take a hit.
It's like our producer is the expert on Juuls.
Yep.
I actually never, no, I've never owned, any of that. That was not my thing.
So I lived in Valonia, Arkansas, right? And believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Soccer wasn't the biggest thing, on the men's side. And we would hire a different coach every year. Can you believe that? We would hire a different coach every year for men's soccer. And
like the Raiders?
Yes, like the Raiders. Good call, Kirch. And the reason we would do this is because Coach Strandland, who I really liked, he was there for probably 10 years as the men's soccer coach, boys soccer coach, which you get $2,000 in a stipend to be that guy. That's not a lot of money to have to be a whole ass varsity coach. And he got super ticked off at the football coach because apparently football was stealing practice time from soccer because they shared a field, which most schools share a field. So what did he do? Allegedly, he stole the football team's cameras so that they couldn't record practice. He hid them. I was like, I'm not giving them back until you comply. They're like, that's a really good way to get fired. So, naturally, he was fired. I liked him a lot, too. Nice guy. He was just doing right by his players. So, they would hire a new coach every year, and it was so bad. It was so bad. Addie, here's what they would do. They would go to the local colleges, to the master's programs, and they'd be like, all right, who here wants to coach soccer? And that year, and it happened most years, our soccer coach's name was Jose. And that's what they would do. The Valonia administration would go to the local colleges, to their MBA programs, and be like, who here has ever played soccer before? And that year, Jose was like, me. And I'm like, all right, that's it. Hired. And because of that, he had to teach a class. And I think it was a fairly pivotal class in my brain. He taught like 4 different classes. 2 of them, they were 2 and 2. 2 would be PE or health, and the other 2 would be Spanish. Naturally, of course, they would bring in the 1-year soccer coach, MBA student from the University of Central Arkansas or Hendrix College, CBC, and Jose came in to teach, and he was probably 24. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. Whatever, 24-year-olds are successful people. But Zach Whitus in that class would hit his jewel, and I was always like, I don't think you should be doing that, Zach. I didn't say that, But Zach would be like, hey, bro, you want to hit? Because he would do it. He would inhale the vapor.
Take a hit. It's take a hit.
He would hit his jewel, and then he would blow the vapor into his backpack.
Oh.
Like,
yeah.
Zach, what are we doing here? All Jose has to do is look at you. So we call, and also, by the way, which I don't know if this is kosher or if this is just like, we were a little racy at the time. We called him Senor Jose.
Oh, my God. That's Arkansas.
It is. I should also note, by the way, the town's local youth pastor, very popular guy, Taco Franco. Why do they call him Taco? Addie, guess his race and ethnicity. Do it.
Hispanic.
No doubt, 100%. Nailed it. Nail on the head right there.
It's not even like one of like the things, like if people are named Ignacio, you call them like Nacho, Enrique, Quique. Like it wasn't like one of those.
Chris.
Y'all are just coming up with.
His name was Chris.
Oh my gosh.
His name was Chris. We just called him Taco. I remember the first time that I went to that church. By the way, he would go on to become one of my most influential mentors as a child. And if I called him today, you know what I would call? I'd say, hey, Taco. I would. And I'll tell you why, because he came up. The nickname was on his own accord. There are probably some underlying things that go along with that, right? It's always on their own. Oh, they want us to call him that. He wants us to call him that. I get it. Problematic. But the first time that we ever attended that church, Friendship Baptist Church, middle of nowhere, Valonia, Arkansas, the pastor, 75-year-old white guy, ended the service, was like, all right, y'all, coming to that time. So I'm going to bring Taco up here. We're going to, and that, that's the moment where the one Hispanic guy in the congregation stands up. You're like, no way. No way that's real. No way he just called that guy Taco. And then come to find out, like, yeah, it's just his, like, legal name in town was Taco Franco. But our athletic director at the time, Nick Newman, he would only call him Chris. And we'd all be like, no, it's not like everybody called like that's he asks to go by Taco. The guy was like, no, I don't think I'm ever going to be in a public setting where I'm with other athletic directors or anyone actually in the world. And they're like, did that big ass white guy just call that dude Taco? Yeah, it's a pretty good idea.
Smart man.
It's a pretty good idea.
Smart man.
That. Chris Franco.
Arkansas.
He's a good dude, man. He's a good dude. Good
Arkansas.
people out in Arkansas. All that is to say, that's the last time the Patriots and the Rams. No, that was the Super Bowl, and during that
is
Super
that what we're
Bowl,
talking about?
I was graduating high school, and I drank Martinelli's on New Year's Eve. Remember that? And then I drank Martinelli's on. That was around the same time. Remember the story from last week for the everyday listener when I went on that date with that girl whose boyfriend showed up at El Rancho. Same year. Patriots.
Yeah.
Rams, somewhere around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this is like multiple times you've like gone on dates with people who've already had like a boyfriend and you've avoided getting like punched in the face somehow.
Here we go again.
Yeah, probably 4 or 5 times.
I just don't.
Hey, look, This predates. This is before social media. How was I supposed to know?
This does not predate social media. You're acting like you're a geriatric.
2018 Arkansas. We hadn't gotten that yet. We didn't have internet. That's not how we roll. Valonia.
Golly.
No chance. Yeah. So I also, what's the protocol on putting sugar in tea? Am I allowed to do that? By the way.
Yeah, people put honey in tea.
Dang. All right. I'll try it. I'm becoming a tea guy here since I'm in the mountains of Utah and it's warm, and can make me not feel terrible. So here's the deal. We're walking into an era of the NFL. Addy Bates produces the Drake Toll Show. Curtis Poindexter runs the board of the Drake Toll Show. The day they told us that some guy named Poindexter was running the board, I was like, wow. Yeah, that's a classic name right there.
That's usually everyone's reaction.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. You can't change it, though, or, like, try to avoid it. Like, it's dope. Poindexter's dope. Stop you in your tracks.
Curtis, he initially thought your name was Bartholomew.
Did I?
No idea.
Yeah,
you were like, no sense.
You were like, yeah, our board op. I was like, oh, what's his name? And he was like, I think Bartholomew.
Yeah. Poindexter and Bartholomew have the exact same vibe, by the way.
Am I a butler?
No, you're a Poindexter. You know, like
I'm not even smart. That's the sad thing. That's what the joke of the last name is. I'm not even smart.
Oh.
No,
You're a
Curtis,
genius,
don't
Curtis.
talk
Don't
about
listen
my
to
friend like that.
You're a genius. You produced that game with, or you ran the board for that game with Ryan Radke and Mike Golick. So, brownie points.
It wasn't Tony Romo.
Now, here's a guy who's going to say Jim a lot. I listened to Tom Brady last night, and Tom Brady's not that bad. He's not. He's fine. He's good. I still like Greg Olsen. I do. I like Greg Olsen. The Tony Romo experience is waning on me. Oh, no. Well, we were going to do obituaries. You know what? Screw it. It's time for obituaries. Who died today? Jarrett Stidham's playoff run. Those are the obituaries. Goodbye, Jarrett Stidham, playoff run. Also, the Rams, and I don't know. Play the golf. Goodbye, Jarrett Stidham, playoff run. Those are the obituaries today. Died today. Dead. Gone. See ya. Also dead today. Sorry. Last one. No music. You're good. Subtle racism. I'm getting better. I'm learning not to call my youth pastor from my childhood taco. Shouldn't do it, so I'm not going to do it. I'll avoid it for the rest of the time. It's time.
At his age of 25, he's learning to not be a racist. This is good. This is really good, guys.
I said subtle.
Wow.
Again,
That's
he asked
really
us all to
good.
call him that.
You know who else is Hispanic?
I need me to take, shots from the front and the back, whatever it is.
Yeah, he is. Fernando Mendoza. And in the
Two-thirds
air
of this
that
show.
night, Fernando. Him updating his LinkedIn, too. Just rocks, man. Dudes rock so hard. Time for the quickie. We have 5 headlines, 1 minute each. Addy Bates will read them. I will respond. Certainly, like 4 of them will be about the NBA, and I won't care. Addy.
This is actually really funny. It's probably not relevant at all, but Jay Vine wins a tour down under after a crash caused by a kangaroo.
What would that even mean?
A kangaroo caused a crash.
If a kangaroo caused a crash, in what and for what?
Cycling.
Cycling.
So he was knocked down by a kangaroo on the final stage, but recovered.
We have a Super Bowl matchup in Super Bowl 60 next to the electromagnetic field that's killing people. And the first headline is a kangaroo mows over a cyclist
Yes.
in Australia. I'm assuming Australia.
Yeah. Yes, it's amazing. Come on now.
Do we have
What do you think
kangaroos?
down
Kind of
under
racist to
means?
assume it was in Australia, actually.
Okay. Do we have kangaroos in other continents?
I don't think so.
Have you ever been to a zoo?
Yeah. Yeah, we would do the zoo sometimes. Memphis had a zoo.
Do the zoo?
We would do the zoo. We would go to the zoo. As a family. My family. That's my response to your congrats. What's it?
It's amazing.
I ain't reading all that. Congrats, or I'm sorry that happened.
Okay, here's your next headline. Matthew Stafford, after Rams loss, says it's too soon to think about the future.
I mean, yeah, he's, 37? Like, he's good.
Really great commentary.
And by the way, like, at any point in time he wants to, he can just go get super, super high for multiple days on drugs you've never heard of. Drugs they haven't even invented yet. And they'd be like, you know what? I'm playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Screw it. So you could do that. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. People say that after they lose, but I think Stafford, the Rams, they're in a fine spot. They come back next year with Puka again, and old man Devontae Adams, and they win. They'll win again. As long as McVay's there, they're good. And I think Stafford, they're good. I'm fine.
All right, here's your next headline. Sean Payton. Wow, what a guy. He regrets the 4th down call in the Broncos' loss to the Patriots.
Yeah, man, I regret breaking up my 3rd grade girlfriend. There was true potential there, you know? I feel like she, when you think about what could have been, I regret going on the date with that girl at El Rancho where her boyfriend showed up in his pickup truck, and I thought I could have died. I regret not hitting Zach Whitus's, what do they call it, Jewel in Jose's class and blowing the vapor into my backpack. I regret when we played Little Rock Hall at the campus of Little Rock Central, Little Rock, when I was in 9th grade. I had an opportunity to block a punt, but I didn't block the punt because Coach Cron had told us if we got a penalty for roughing the punter at any point in time that season, we were benched the rest of the game. But I didn't block the punt, and I could have. I had plenty of time. I'll replay that moment in my brain the rest of my life from 9th grade football. I regret that. So you know what, Sean Payton? We all have regrets in life. I have many. And I will regret this for you as well. We can regret this together. You just kick the field goal next time. I try to tell people, kick the field goal before the blizzard comes. It's a metaphor for life and love, and he didn't. That's a minute.
Here's your final one. We'll call it quits after this one. Sam?
I have 2 more. I'll go fast.
Sam Darnold is the first QB of the 2018 draft class to start the Super Bowl.
I told you would be. You can go back to the very first day of the Drake Toll Show, right before he got drafted, that January. And I said Sam Darnold will be the guy out of this class to play in the Super Bowl. It will be for the Seattle Seahawks. I'll go find that clip at some point today. Congrats, Sam. You and I knew.
Okay, here's your final one. Trinity Rodman becomes the highest paid women's soccer player in the world with the Washington Spirit deal.
I've been asking for this for a long time. I've been saying Trinity Rodman's my gal. I've been saying that we need to pay her. Pay them. Pay all of us. We are Trinity Rodman in this situation, and I'm glad that she is getting her bag. Did they list how much money it is?
Over $1 million.
I would love to have. If only I had Trinity Rodman money. If only I had Trinity Rodman money.
Maybe if your hair didn't look like a chicken.
I do have some crazy hair today, but I didn't wear a hat. Didn't feel like it.
When you turn to the side, it's very chicken.
Oh, no doubt, 100%. Like, it's not good. Part of it's resort. You got like the shampoo screws your hair up in the hotel, whatever. This quickie is sponsored by Progressive. Of course it is. Of course the quickie would be sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting your business and vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com, progressivecommercial.com. Up next, Idiot of the Day, as well as a slew of guests, even crazy Boston sports fan. Yes, crazy Boston sports fan will join the show, talk about his team in the Super Bowl. This is the Drake Toll Show.
just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Now the king regales his stepson when he's loaded as a gun. Says a real man is like a country, you need a map to find your one. Now I do you suppose you must approach the throne with its back up against the wall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Minds of my generation gladly conscripted in the war of defending any Goliath that would deign darken the door. Now with your genius for picking battles, it's no wonder every helmet is too small. I guess time just makes fools of us all. I guess time just makes fools of us all. My drink is watered down, the champ is on his knees. He lost the rematch, he lost the comeback, he lost for charity, but that's the job. It's what gets the asses in the hall. They came for a beating, and he came to brawl. Notice that of all the young gods I have known, yours is easily the least famous to turn down the cover of a Rolling Stone. Lily white faces, so familiar and yet impossible to recall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. After a millennia of good times, God said, hey now, let's have a dream where we raise the stakes a little. Come on, let's make things interesting. Parachute into the Anthropocene, an amnesiac, a himbo can doll. I guess time does make fools of us all.
Good morning. It's me and you. Cup of coffee, glass of tea. White Monster. That's what they called me in high school. That's what I'm drinking, sipping on right now. They didn't have any access to Yoo-Hoos out here in Utah, so I'm stranded. Live just off the campus of Brigham Young University, BYU and Arizona tonight. Top 15 matchup in the Big 12. The Cougars will host the Wildcats, who are undefeated. I was in the house on Saturday. When A.J. DeBonza dropped 43 points on Utah. Could be the number one overall pick in the NBA draft. Got to watch him in person. He's the most 25-year-old, 19-year-old to ever exist on the planet. Incredible basketball player. And he had, quiet 30 points. Next thing you know, bang, 43. No way to have a quiet 43. He was just that good, man. Really fun to watch. Really cool to watch. Great atmosphere at BYU. Man, those Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints kids really know their ball. They can really do that basketball. And they packed that place out, the Marriott Center, 20,000 people. Tonight will be a great atmosphere. I'll be on hand for it, excited for it. Ran into Fran Fraschilla in the hotel lobby. He's like, Fran? He's like, Drake? Hey. Staying at the same little place, Sundance Resort. You know, Addie, are you a movie buff?
I would say good enough. I know enough.
Curtis, are you?
Yeah, I don't go to the theaters anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, you would say some stuff like that. The Gallerist. So listen, can I do this? Can I do this? Look, this is the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Check my boxes. Man, I'm not used to this. I grew up in Arkansas, right? Went to Baylor University. Life just happens fast sometimes. You're like, what? So
was that a Ferris Bueller reference?
Yeah, maybe. What happens in this context? For me, I feel like the everyman. Like when something big happens, when, say, RG3, this is an example. A few months ago, RG3 approached me. He's like, hey, Drake, love your stuff. And I was like, that's, wow. Like, for the average human being, myself, you think about, damn, that's cool. And I want to share those moments with you. I want you to know what it feels like. Because I didn't know what it felt like until a year ago. I just got here. I just started meeting the cool people who were like, oh, yeah, we are aware of you. What? Last night, I was invited by the general manager, the GM, of Sundance Resort to a private screening. Not just private screening, the private premiere with, like, director and crew of The Gallerist. So I was one of the first human beings on the planet to see The Gallerist. So I go from Saturday being at BYU and Utah, and like the BYU athletic director and all these leaders are like, hey, can we get pictures? Can we do that? It's like, what are we doing? This is, I'm just the guy. I'm just a guy. And it turns out that, I guess it's the Drake Toll Show is really starting to catch on here. And then last night, I go to a movie premiere, the first time I'd ever been to a movie premiere. And the Gallerist, listen to this cast. Jenna Ortega, Natalie Portman, Sterling Brown, Zach Galifianakis, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Davine Joy Randolph. What are we doing here, man? At the last Sundance Film Festival that they will ever host in Utah. It is moving to Colorado next year, which is contentious. And I'm sitting at dinner with Chad Linebaugh, the GM, who keeps referencing Bob. So, yeah, man, Bob loved this, Bob loved that. Bob was like a second dad to my kids. I'm sitting with Chad's kids. He's referencing Robert Redford. Like, what? Like, if you, I know, Dan, in Butte, Montana, you're driving in your car right now, and you're going to work, the same work that you do, and to me, when I was a kid, and even as a young adult, I would always think like how inaccessible this stuff was, how foreign it must be, how crazy it was. I'd listen to the radio. I'd listen to David Basil and Roger Scott, guys in Little Rock, Arkansas, and they would talk about meeting Mark Maye. I was like, Mark Maye? I would kill to meet Mark Maye. That's so cool. And not to be in the middle of it, not to be in the hotel lobby where Fran Fraschilla was like, hey, good to see you. Or to be with the GM of Sundance at a premiere of a film that Natalie Portman stars in and helped write. Or to be on the court at a collegiate basketball game in front of 20,000 people with the athletic director of the university as a guest of this institution. I want you to know. And I wish when I was listening to radio when I was a kid, I wish when I was looking up to these heroes that they would have been more open and honest about this and had these conversations. I want you to know it feels like the imposter syndrome's there. You pinch yourself and you wonder how. And you're reminded with these athletes, with these coaches, with these people, they're human beings. That they are just human beings at the root of this whole thing. And 9 times out of 10, they want to be nice to you. They want to get to know you. They want to talk to you. And so, I think I have the coolest job in the world. I think it's the coolest job in the world. I think the fact that we to do radio and talk to you every day, I think it's the coolest job in the world. And I want to let you in on what it's like to go behind the curtain, because I don't always think that I belong behind the curtain. I get behind the scenes and I'm like, oh, wow. These are the famous people, I want to give that to you. Addie, do you feel like, and I'm sorry I've made this kind of a, topic of fame and status and all that. Do you, look, you have the phone number of Tiger Woods or whoever, right? Do you feel like at this point in your life you're just not starstruck by anybody anymore?
No, because I'll be honest with you, if Arch Manning or Cillian Murphy were in front of me right now, I don't think I would be able to form a sentence.
Arch Manning for very specific reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Addie loves Arch Manning.
I'd be starstruck.
Addie loves Arch Manning.
Because of his big talent.
Got a lot of big talent. Austin, Texas got 6 inches of snow. 6 inches in
Washington,
Austin.
D.C. did.
Really? Thinking about
I don't know how much.
That's a lot of snow.
And Arch is in Austin right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's just Arch Manning hanging out, 6 inches of snow.
Yeah, they didn't get that much snow. They didn't get that much.
Really? I mean, even if they only got 3 inches, that's still a good chunk. Especially for there.
Some would say it's too much.
Especially for there. But suffice to say, Addie, there comes a point in sports media where it's like, all right, Herm Edwards comes on the show. And when I'm a kid, it's like, wow, it's Herm Edwards, the coach of the Jets. Kirch Edwards. That's the coach of the Jets. And at some point, it's your job, so you have to you've got to rise to the occasion, right? But I wish that there had been more hosts when I was a kid that were honest with what it's like to be around some of these atmospheres. No, am I wrong?
It's so funny. So I think earlier in my career, and I'm still very early in my career, I was like, oh, this is so cool. And it still is really cool. I worked on the Road to Cooperstown podcast for MLB Network Radio, which every week I would produce a show with an MLB Hall of Famer. So anybody, you can tell, cool. I've literally talked with Ken Griffey Jr. and stuff like that, all this kind of stuff, these big names. And it got to the point where I was like, oh, these are just they're just really cool people. They're really cool. And so I kind of got over that. But sometimes I'm still no, that was Ken Griffey Jr. on a Wednesday. Just another Wednesday.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome, man. That's an aside to say that these lives as radio hosts, as sports media members that we get to live, I am giving you my personal cell phone number, by the way, because I am you. 310-840-4910. You just made 1 million Drake tolls. 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. Whatever, fine. It's time for our idiot of the day.
Idiot
of the day.
The Browns, Cam Newton, and Tony Romo. All right, those are the idiots of the day. I've done it again. Done it again this show. This is just a good old classic morning show. Cleveland Browns, because a part of their head coach interview process per ESPN Cleveland, pretty reputable source. The Browns interview process includes making candidates do an essay, a personality test, and homework. As if coaching for the Browns wasn't already going to be brutal, you have to do an essay, personality test, and homework. I would want to do none of those things to coach anywhere or do any job, much less for a job that they're begging anyone to take. That every other head coaching opening that's still open, they're like, yep, we have a front runner. And the Browns are like, no. Hopefully someone takes this job, please. Even if it's someone that was on the staff of the guy that we fired. Oops. Cam Newton, for reasons that we will get to later in the show, or at least tomorrow, because he's just, his whole rant about how Notre Dame's irrelevant. Cam played the national title last year. Got to watch the sports to talk about the sports. Got to watch the sports to talk about the sports. Couldn't do it. And I love this from Mike Beauvais. Says the average, this is Tom Brady versus Tony Romo, and Tony Romo is an idiot of the day, per Addy Bates. I'm being told right now in my ear that Tony Romo is the idiot of the day. Mike Beauvais says, average Tom Brady commentary. As a quarterback, you're looking to see if your receiver has that extra step in the corner and can cut back outside. You're dealing with fine margins, Kevin. Average Tony Romo commentary. You ever think about eating a football, Jim? I have. That's not bad. I did a justice there. Tony, man, thanks for the comedic relief. Like the consummate professional Jim Nance. Hello, friends. And then Tony. I don't know, Jim. Let's bring in Gene Steratore. Yeah, I don't know either, Jim. All right, thanks, Gene. Sponsored by Robinhood. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today. Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Coming up. Oh. Can I say the S word? I can't, right? I don't think I can.
No.
Does that fall in the category of I can't say it because it has to do with bodily functions?
No, you can't say it because it's a cuss word.
Oh. Good to know, Miss FCC Police. Who died made you chief of the FCC. Whatever. Insert S word here. Crazy Boston sports fans on the line, and his team's headed to the Super Bowl. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
She just caught the Jamestown ferry. It's not a hot day, January, like she said it'd be if she ever left me. A case of gone was all she carried as she got on the Jamestown ferry. And she said that gone was all he'd ever be. I didn't think that she'd leave me after saying how much she need me, but the fact still remains. I'm sitting there all alone, missing the loving of my baby. Lord, it's about to drive me She was the sweetest piece of ever I've ever known. She just caught the Jamestown ferry. It's not a hot day, January, like she said it'd be if she ever left me. A case of gone was all she carried as she got on the Jamestown ferry. And she said that gone was all she'd ever be. As I walk through that valley of honky-tonks and bars, I remember how she'd hold me, comfort me with thought. She didn't cuss with every breath. She had a soothing southern drawl, made me feel like a man through it all. She just caught the Jamestown ferry. It's not a hot day, January, like she said it'd be if she ever left me.
Monday, January 26th, the year of our Lord 2026. It is 5:44 and 10 seconds left in the AM on the Mountain Time? Yeah. West Coast, East Coast, all the coasts you're listening to this from. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You could be listening from the surface of the sun, which sometimes I wish that I was there, because certainly I would disintegrate and the horrors would go away. Doesn't matter where it doesn't matter. You can't change it. The New England Patriots are going to the Super Bowl again. Sans Tom Brady. Sans Bill Belichick. Sans Gerard Mayo. The Pats are back, and the Seattle Seahawks are right there to meet them. Sans Russell Wilson, Richard Sherman, Pete Carroll. New blood, old logos, Super Bowl 60. Drake Toll with you. The Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drum roll, please. He has bought himself. Oh, we have a drum roll.
He had in the budget to add a drum roll.
The budget. Didn't know we had a budget. You guys are getting paid for this? You're getting paid?
Sometimes.
The rental has been extended. On the life of Crazy Boston sports fan, he joins us from the heart of Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Crazy Boston sports fan, you are you're headed to the Super Bowl.
Drake, I just want to congratulate you ahead of time. Ratings through the roof this week. You're on wicked early in the morning, but it doesn't matter because nobody is getting sleep around this country. America's worst nightmare is firmly, wholly back, baby.
And they're back with Drake Maye. It is happening. That's right. No Bill Belichick, no Tom Brady. Crazy Boston sports fan, I saw a video of you yesterday. I have tapped into your Ring camera at your home of you making snow angels in the front yard. How just brutally sad and void of happiness, dejected have you been on this long, long New England drought that ends today?
Look, man, I get emotional, man. I wish my dad could see this. He's still alive, but he gets spotty signal in the snowstorms. My dog, she's the apple of my eye, man. She's 6 years old. She can't even pee outside today because the snow is too high. And she's never really seen this. You know what I mean? And I just think of all these second graders who aren't even going to school today, and they've never even gotten to see this, man. This is for them. This is for them. Everyone talks about, you've only been bad a couple of years. And I'm like, man, do me a favor. Go back and watch that Mac Jones pick in Germany, man. That's worth double the time. The Jets are never even close, man. This is good, man. This is good to be back. Finally, man. Finally.
It is a happy ending in the AFC for Robert Kraft and the New England Patriots, who are back, and they'll compete in San Francisco amidst the electromagnetic field.
Oh, wait, I just got it.
That is
got it.
Rotting the tendons and the ligaments of those who are competing in and around the 49ers organization. And now, certainly, New England and Seattle will be subject to that. Crazy Boston sports fan joins the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. For you, Crazy Boston sports fan, how did you celebrate? Give me the pulse of the city as somebody who's in the middle of Boston right now.
Oh my God, dude! The place was up in arms yesterday in the best way. I mean, people just trudging through. I'm looking at 2 feet of snow outside, man. People trudging through it. The bars were packed, absolutely packed, and then they hit the Packies afterwards so that they could keep the party going at home, man. I'm out there after the game. The whole block's loving it, doing Lonnie Paxton Snow Angels in the front yard, man. Oh, what a day. What a day this is. Nobody's working today. Nobody's going to school. It is officially back to normal, man. Ton of snow and the Pats in the Super Bowl.
Last couple things I got for you here, Crazy Boston sports fan. I'm seeing a surplus of the fringe girls that I went to college with who are posting today in Patriots gear or reposting graphics and stories that New England's going to the Super Bowl. What do you have to say for those who have literally never stepped foot in Boston before, but all of a sudden seem to be diehard Patriots fans?
Hey, man, it's not our fault, We just keep winning, generations worth of winning, and this kind of thing happens. But look, if you're gonna be here and brave this storm that we just got and we're still getting, then you could be a real Pats fan. I'm talking a real deal Pats fan. We don't care about the other ones, all right? Success, it breeds this kind of thing. You can't help how successful this team is. I'm not going to tell them to stop being good so that the sorority girls will stop putting on the jerseys once a year. We're just going to keep going.
Crazy Boston sports fan will never stop.
Also, do you have any of their phone numbers?
Yeah, crazy Boston sports fan.
So I could tell them that they're not real Pats fans and all that, and send unsolicited text messages about them not being a real Pats fan.
Never stop allowing the sorority girls to put it on. He's letting them do it for the New England Patriots. He's doing the Lord's
When
work.
I think of sorority girls, I'm definitely thinking about putting it on. That's for sure.
For the franchise. Crazy Boston sports fan. Last thing here. Look, man, everybody, they keep telling me. They say, look, yeah, they had that win against Baltimore. Baltimore's not a playoff team. Yeah, they beat the Chargers, but it's Justin Herbert, bad offensive line. Yeah, I mean, they beat the Texans, but C.J. Stroud is a handicapped quarterback. And you know, blizzard in Denver. If Denver's up 10-7 when the blizzard hits, maybe they win the game. What's your response to those two?
Well, how about we do this? How about we just switch? Why didn't we just play in Foxborough yesterday instead? You know, I see all these Bills fans that were talking about how they were going to whoop us. I was like, okay, that game would have been in Foxborough. But you want a half a game in a quote unquote blizzard, or you want a full game in a real blizzard? All right, this football is a man's sport. It's played outside in January. It's not my fault the Broncos couldn't handle that.
So, outside of that, what about the rest of this? Everybody's saying it's an easy schedule, easy limp to the Super Bowl, and that the Seahawks have their own easy path now to win by double digits.
I mean, sure, you got to play the game. That's what they said in 2001. Greatest show on turf. Here's the dynasty. Patriots got all lucky to get here. Look how bad Cordell Stewart was in the AFC Championship. It's all a bunch of malarkey, man. They've said it before. The Patriots have proved them wrong. No team has ever fluked their way into the Super Bowl, and that's not changing this year. I love it. You know, the Chargers were great. The Chargers had an MVP candidate, and they had this great defense and all this, and then the Patriots exposed them, and then they sucked. Oh, and the Texans, everyone was picking the Texans as the best defense we've ever seen. They're going to have to peel Drake Maye off the turf, and then the Patriots beat them by 2 scores, and then suddenly the Texans suck too. And then it's the weather with the Broncos, right? It's because there's too much snow. As if the Patriots were not playing in any snow or any wind, and only the Broncos were. It's unbelievable. They, including Drake Seats-Roll, will keep moving the goalposts until the Patriots win the whole damn thing. And then what'll they say? No team has ever got lucky to get to the Super Bowl.
That's crazy Boston sports fan. Thanks,
Guy.
Man. I'll send you a Dunkin' gift card in the mail.
All right, I'm sledding my way there now.
All right, there you go. I did not say that this was Mickey Mouse. I did not say it was easy. I did not say that New England had, because it's any given Sunday. You tell me it's any given Sunday. I keep saying that. You tell me any given Sunday. But then when New England wins, oh, no, lucky. I don't think. I agree with them. I don't think anybody's gotten lucky to get to the Super Bowl. Denver's still got a great defense. Obviously, Houston's got an elite, really strong defense. But death, taxes, and those damn New England Patriots, man. They're doing it again. Hey, you know who's not really doing it right now? The Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, dog. John Ledyard joins the Drake Toll Show coming up next. Talk about hiring Mike McCarthy. Oh, he didn't, but the Org did as the head coach. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood.
gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, Lord, yeah. Darkness world stops turning, ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs have the power, and as God has struck the hour, day of judgment God is calling. Underneath the war pigs crawling, begging man. To put it plain, I just don't like you. Not a thing about the way you is. And if there ever come a time I got rabies, you're high on my biting list. To put it plain, I just don't like you. Not a thing about the way you is. And if there ever come a time I got rabies, you're high on my biting list. Yeah, you're high on the list.
Here we go. Look, man, that is probably the way a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans feel right now about the leadership of their franchise. I grew up in Arkansas, Bologna, right? And in the South, like that's it. Like, look, hey, if I got rabies, you're the first person I'm biting. That's the death sentence. Like, that's the meanest thing you can say to a human being. This is the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization. Locked On Big 12, Amazon Fire TV's college football kickoff, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Super Bowl 60 is set. New England Patriots, Seattle Seahawks. But in the middle of the weekend, my happy ass is sitting in a hot tub, mountains of Utah, skiing, and I get the push notification. It's official. Oh, the cool story hometown kid, ragtag guy, is headed home. Mike McCarthy, new head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. We now bring on NFL expert. I'm going to use the word expert. John Ledyard joins the show. John, first and foremost, I've followed your NFL draft coverage for years now. So to have you on the show is A, really cool for me and our producer, Addie Bates, Curtis Poindexter. Two, super excited to have you on in a couple months as we get closer to the NFL draft. But for you, being a guy who follows the Pittsburgh Steelers closer than probably anybody, the Yins Know Ball podcast, this hire is blank for Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
Well, first of all, thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it, and always happy to be on with you guys. I think it's just really disappointing is probably the way to say it. And people are going to turn it into a McCarthy thing, and to some extent it is. There are certainly things about McCarthy that I think are not the direction the NFL has been moving offensively for quite a while now. So there, you can certainly get into the weeds with some of those parts of the analysis. Just like, is this a forward-thinking hire? Is this a hire that actually looks around the league and says, okay, what's successful offensively? We want to match that if we're going to go that direction with our head coach hire. If we're going to hire offense, we want to be kind of on the cutting edge of where the league is going. That's not really what McCarthy's been known for. What he's been known for is stepping into situations with a ton of talent and maximizing that sort of talent to a degree in the regular season at least, and then obviously struggling in the playoffs. But his system doesn't create a lot of advantages for players. And you look at the Steelers situation, you're like, well, this doesn't even make sense from a fit perspective. Like, he's coached Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Dak Prescott to good regular season success, and early on in his career to postseason success as well. But that has, like, he hasn't really done anything with a roster like this before, that doesn't even have a quarterback and doesn't really have a clear path to one, and just is so desperately needs a complete reset kind of in terms of how they think about ball and all these sorts of things. So to me, it was less about McCarthy isn't like a horrible coach, but it's a terrible fit, I think, for where the Steelers are currently at. And even if in a couple of years their situation changes, to me, McCarthy probably isn't the guy. I think what he does will probably be even more outdated in a couple of years. So I just don't think it really fit the situation where the team is going as a roster, but also it was representative of what's been plagued the team for so long, which is just bad process. The Steelers get good results with bad process more than anybody in the league. It's what's allowed them to kind of hang around for as long as they have. But to interview 3 coaches and to not really even wait for there was no competition for Mike McCarthy. So if Chris Shula and Nate Shields really didn't pull out of this thing and they just pulled the trigger early, that's just really bad process by them.
Yeah, and there are still multiple franchises that, for whatever reason, either due process or the lack of stability, trying to find a head coach, that are still in the middle of hiring their head coach. No one was making you do this over the weekend. No one said it needed to be Mike McCarthy. And right now, John Ledyard joins the Drake Toll Show, Pittsburgh Steelers insider. John, you said McCarthy's solid, and he is. He wins at stepping into talent, maximizing it in the regular season, and then petering out in the postseason. It's what he's done for the last 15 years. Does that remind you of somebody who coached, I don't know, the Pittsburgh Steelers for nearly the last 2 decades?
Yeah, I mean, there are some funny similarities for sure. I think that with McCarthy, one of the things that's frustrating is that offensively, just the way he plays football, it's not a scheme or system that is known for layering concepts as an offense. It's not. We watched a game last night in Seattle and LA, and if you were like tracking kind of like how the progression of how they were calling plays, how they were utilizing their best playmakers, moving them around and to create advantages, and then just when you think that you figured out the advantage, they show you the same look, and then they hit something totally different to a player you don't expect at all to be getting the ball in that situation. That's not really what McCarthy is. He kind of just does what he does. A lot of it's shotgun, a lot of it's static. They don't really build build off of the run game as concepts. They don't really build concepts off of what they do in the run game, which is really where the league is going right now. You're getting a lot of offenses, a lot of top offense in the league. Seattle, LA, Jacksonville, like you're getting a lot of these top offenses in the league that are building concepts in their pass game off of what they do in the run game, but that's not really the case. It's a lot of static stuff. It's a lot of shotgun. Right now, under center passing is one of the things that we look for. We're saying, oh, what's successful offensively in the league? Under center passing is one of the biggest things that's grown over the last couple of years, and we're kind of coming back to that. But that's not really what McCarthy's done. Like his offenses have primarily operated from the shotgun. It's a lot of early down throwing, which I'm not even necessarily opposed to that. But again, if you're not building concepts off of what you do in the run game, you become kind of like Cincinnati in that, like, yeah, Cincinnati, if you look at the numbers, you're like, oh yeah, their EPA per play when they run the ball is like pretty good and all this stuff. Like they're pretty efficient when they run the ball, but nobody cares. Like no defense cares. You don't go into a game against Cincinnati and be like, oh, we got to take away the run. They're just going to run it like 10 or 15 times, and you're going to live with that if you can stop the pass. And that's sort of how McCarthy's been to game plan against. And when teams lock in the playoffs, it's a really hard formula because the scheme itself doesn't create a lot of advantages. They do have good ways to get their best players the ball, which is good, but it's a lot of like our best players got to be great for this system to work. And it's been hard even for offenses like Green Bay and Dallas, which were like some of the most talented groups in the league. For Pittsburgh, I don't know how that works at all in the short term. And, obviously they're just going to have to do an unbelievable job of roster building in the long term.
174, I should say, 174 wins in the regular season as a head coach in the NFL, 112 losses. Good record. 11-11. 11-11 in the postseason. There it is. That's the number that a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans are going to hinge on. And, John, look, the past the optics of this, and this is a question we got some live fan feedback from Daily Row and at Pine Needle 1, and it's the same question I would have given you, I think anybody should give you, is what does this mean for Aaron Rodgers? Because, there was the sentiment for a bit, like, are McCarthy and Rodgers, they don't get along? Are they friends? Are they not? Do they want to coach and play together again? Do they want to do it? What does this mean for the future of the quarterback position for the Pittsburgh Steelers as it pertains to Aaron Rodgers?
It doesn't hurt the chances of him coming back. But I think he's probably going to, like he always does, take time to get attention. To make a decision about what the future's kind of going to hold for him. So I think that part of it will probably be true no matter who's the head coach. I think some of it will probably depend too on guys like Cam Hayward and TJ Watt and what they end up doing this season. Do the Steelers still try to move forward? That's going to be the most fascinating part of this, maybe, is do the Steelers are they really like, yeah, we got one more run in us with Rodgers and Hayward and Watt, or do they say, Hayward's still going to retire, Rodgers still going to retire, Watt, still potential to get traded this offseason. And so, that'll be fascinating. I think the Steelers just need a reset so bad. Like it just continuing to delay this thing over and over and over again is just not serving the young players on their team. And it's really not serving anybody on the team, to be honest, because it's just kind of giving false hope for what can be. And we just know that if Rodgers comes back, it doesn't matter. You could say Rodgers, next year would be better than Will Howard next year at quarterback. And I'm just using Will Howard as an example, but that doesn't actually do anything for the organization. Like they're not actually building in a direction that they can contend for Super Bowls again. And I thought that was the point. That's been the point in Pittsburgh in the past, is to be able to contend for Super Bowls. So to see that not be the point anymore, it's definitely a little bit depressing. And I think that we're just seeing an organization that's just been lost for a while, just kind of continue to stay lost. Not so much in that they target just total disasters or anything like that, but just so much in they just have no direction and they have no idea how to even get in the direction they need to be moving in, or just aren't committed to going in that direction. So it's been a frustrating stretch for Steelers fans, knowing that it was time to move on from Mike Tomlin for a while. And to see this happen, I think, is just going to continue to add to those frustrations.
John Ledyard joins the Drake Toll Show at Ledyard NFL Draft on Twitter. Find him incredible Steelers coverage, Bucks coverage, NFL draft coverage at the top level of anybody who's doing it. It's 8:10 and 4 seconds Eastern time right now. The dude's just wired on the Drake Toll Show. This is perfect. John, this is a bit convoluted for me here, but I've mentioned how the lifeline for Tomlin extended so much longer, in my opinion. A piece of that because of, obviously, he kept winning and winning just enough. And the biggest piece of not contending, winning but not contending, was you can't ask that guy to blow it up. You can't ask the guy who wins to, hey, let's go 2 or 3 years, win 2 or 3 games a year, get some solid draft picks, trade things away, find the franchise quarterback in the first 5 picks, and then build off that. Like New England hit the reset button and then brought in Gerard Mayo and said, hey, we need you to lose for a year and just don't ruin what could be our franchise quarterback. He bridges the gap. Vrabel comes in. They're going to the Super Bowl. It is not apples to apples, but I expected the Steelers to pack it in for a year or two, hit the reset button, and then contend. Is this a hire that packs it in to contend in a few years? Or is this a hire where Pittsburgh wants to contend right now with what they have?
We'll see, I guess, because they just don't have enough to actually contend right now, which is the funny part about it. I mean, again, we go back to those teams, and I think it's funny that people are kind of making the comparison, like, even mention, like, obviously one of the things that has to be mentioned is Mike McCarthy's regular season record, as you just mentioned, but that it's such a different situation that he's stepping into that it almost makes you think more of his seasons like, for example, when the Cowboys lost Dak Prescott in 2020, his first season when Prescott was injured for the majority of the season, losing record. When Prescott was injured again in 2024 for the majority of the season, for half the season about, losing record. And so to me, like, it's like, yeah, it was Cooper Rush and like, at every quarterback. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what the Steelers might have at quarterback this season. Like, it might not be far off from what that is. So it does kind of depend on like how a collision of events happens in the off season. Is there a path, just because the Steelers do have a decent cap situation right now, is there a path where Pittsburgh could go out and just like spend crazy money? I mean, it's a non-Mike Tomlin regime. Like, there's going to be some things that are different. Omar Khan's been more aggressive in the off season anywhere. Is there a path where they like go out and get a bunch of guys who like do raise the floor maybe a little bit higher, but there's just no way you can do that and chase a championship type of ceiling. So I think it is possible they go that route. I think it would be a really poor decision to tie up that kind of cap space to long-term commitments for guys who aren't going to really move the needle. But there are certainly enough names out there that you could see that as like a realistic path, but it just wouldn't be a wise one to take, in my opinion.
No doubt. John Ledyard, Pittsburgh Steelers insider, joining the Drake Toll Show. Find his coverage specifically. If you want more of John Ledyard, I think the best place to go would be at Ledyard NFL Draft. And from there, bang, anywhere and everywhere, from Bucks content, Steelers content, Substack, which is like this cool new age thing that the kids are using today. All of it, John Ledyard's got it. John, before we get you out of here, I've buried the lead. It's the biggest story in sports right now. The Super Bowl is set. The New England Patriots facing the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. I know you stayed up late to watch that game last night. Are we looking at the NFC's dominance continuing here in 14 days with a performance with the Seahawks just sweep the floor with New England? Or could this be a competitive matchup between two teams that deserve to be here?
It definitely could be a competitive matchup. I would tend to think that it will be, just because I don't think New England's defense is going to get totally overwhelmed in this game. Drake Maye's just going to have to play way better than he has. And you can talk about some of the defense he's faced, and you can talk about, the weather, the other game, but he has, other than the results of games, he's just had a pretty poor playoffs. And I know people don't really talk about that because they're winning, but like, he just hasn't played very well. So that needs to improve. He's put the ball in harm's way a lot. That wasn't as much the case in the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship game, but it was in the first 2 games that they played. Like, I just think there's still a lot of room for him to improve, and now he's got to do it against one of the best, or maybe the best, probably the best defense in the NFL this season. And the offensive line in front of him, is a really rough group. I think they're really struggling throughout the playoffs. People are going to talk about the Patriots getting lucky, and there's definitely been like some luck to their run here, but they're doing this with an offensive line that probably needs like 2 or 3 starter or development from 2 or 3 different players, or maybe just development from 2 players next year. Like, it's just really not been it's not a championship caliber group, and it speaks to, kind of where the Patriots have run through the AFC and just who they've had to match up against. I think there's real arguments that if healthy, there's 3 teams in the AFC maybe even better than them, but that isn't to take away from them necessarily. They've played really well, but this is going to be a totally different caliber of test for them, and they're just really young to be in a matchup like this. So it would be pretty shocking for me to see them win, but just because of how they play and how disciplined they are and how well coached they are and just how well they manage game situations, I do think it'll probably be still a pretty competitive matchup.
John, the phone line is blowing up. They're all Boston area codes. They want you. They need your address. They need they want to find you at this point. Incredible stuff. Last thing, quick hitter. I mean, you're the insider. You're the guy who knows. Who could ever be the first overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft?
You mean if it's not Mendoza, or are you saying?
No, it's Mendoza. That's all I want. That's all I want. Call your
I
shot
would be really surprised if it's not Mendoza. Yeah, I'd be really surprised if it's not Mendoza.
No doubt. John, thanks so much for your time and joining the Drake Toll Show. All the inside of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was incredible.
Absolutely, man. Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, we'll certainly do it again. At John Ledyard. Find him at Ledyard NFL Draft on Twitter for all of his NFL coverage. Bucks, Steelers, Draft, NFL, all of it. John Ledyard, incredible stuff. Pittsburgh Steelers hiring Mike McCarthy as their head coach. And the ragtag young team Patriots. 4th best team in the AFC. Well, they're in the Super Bowl. And we'll talk about that coming up next. How this reminds me of Eli Manning and the Giants. Drew Brees and the Saints? Kind of, actually. I'll explain how. This is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app, and this is the Drake Toll Show.
stomach.
Could be worse.
How could this be worse? This is worse.
Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee. La-da-da-da-da.
Curtis, can I get a breaking news, please? The Green Bay Packers have hired Jonathan Gannon as their defensive coordinator. But many people are asking.
Want to try this over? Do a do-over?
Curtis, breaking news, please. Breaking news, the Green Bay Packers are hiring Jonathan Gannon as their defensive coordinator. Many are asking how this will affect Cooper Flagg's run for Rookie of the Year in the NBA. We'll cover that all this week, as in-depth as we can, on the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. We thank you for being here. Did that happen yesterday and I just missed it, Addie? Or are we...
Yes.
Okay.
That's not actually breaking news.
In my world, I'm hearing it for the first time. It's breaking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Oh, sorry, I got a little excited.
Congratulations to both sides. You know, I woke up today and it's 13 degrees here. I'm on site, BYU and Arizona tonight, top 15 game in college basketball. One of the best atmospheres in basketball. Two of the best freshmen, Koa Pete, AJ DeBonsa. Woke up, it was 13 degrees here in the mountains of Utah. And, you know, last night I went to the Sundance Film Festival, which, if you can imagine, the artists there, the personalities there, are quite deep thinkers. There's a lot of metaphor going on. And look, man, the conversation was dark. Like, I get it. Stuff sucks for a lot of people around the country right now, no matter who you are, what you look like, what you believe. And on a lot of sides of this, stuff sucks. And I told somebody, it's the classic saying, like, well, you know, weather in Texas, weather's always crazy in Texas. Oh, well, that's how the weather goes in Florida. Man, that's driving in Atlanta for you. Oh, well, that's driving in D.C. Oh, that's the weather in North Dakota. And a mind of its own. Like, we say that stuff as a cliche, right? There's always been the cliche of like, well, these dark times, these trying times. People were saying that 1,000 years ago. Dark and trying times. 100 years ago, 50 years ago, 20 years ago. Like, oh, these are, unprecedented times. But you know what? Yeah, I think I'm in. Somebody at dinner last night was like, it's just everything that's going on, which is one of my least favorite sentences. Everything that's going on. We love to say that. But you know what? Yeah. We've kind of hit the everything that's going on period of U.S. history. Like, yep. No, I'm going to give it to you. Yeah. Given everything that's going on, stuff sucks for a lot of people in a lot of places. And the cool part about today, the cool part about this, is that you and I can meet via a radio, via an app, a YouTube, a Twitter, and we can just talk. And we don't have to talk about that stuff. We don't have to, for a second, we can just escape it. For a second, for 3 hours, not just a sec, for 3 hours, you and I can take the horrors of the world and just say, you know what, not right now. And look, if you're a person listening and you don't have the liberty of putting the horrors away, if you don't have the liberty of dropping it for a second, of trying to put it behind you for a second, I can't begin to understand that. I won't pretend to understand that. But I can promise you this. I will show up every day when I'm not throwing up. Sorry. Last Thursday and Friday I was throwing up. I will show up every day and do my very best from the powers that I'm given, the study that I do, the wee bits of talent that may come across your headphones, your car speakers, your Bose subwoofers right now. I'll do my best that in these 3 hours when you and I meet, that we can have fun. That it can be what it felt like, what it felt like when things weren't these trying times, these unprecedented times like these. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. It's what I'm promising to you, is that even where I couldn't begin to understand what a lot of people are going through right now, what a lot of people are feeling, that fear, that dread, right? But you and I, in this moment, at the very least, we got each other. You have my cell phone number. You can call me day or night. 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. My texts have been weird lately. Struggling to receive texts. I'm out of minutes on the words or text messages, whatever that is. But I can do the phone calls. And you can pick up the phone and call me. And you know what I think is the worst, piece of what's going on in the world right now? There was a theft recently that I just caught word of. There's a thief among us. Addie Bates, producer of the Drake Toll Show, in the middle of a commercial break, just admitted to Curtis and myself she has been stealing from hardworking, good American businesses near you. Addie, do you care to comment?
Whatever. I did not say that.
Bad start.
I did not say that these
I
were
already
good.
don't believe anything you're about to say. I already believe you're guilty.
No, I didn't say these. I didn't say I stole from good American businesses.
Yeah, all right.
I got this from Restaurant Depot.
I don't think you got that from Restaurant Depot. That's what I would say.
Wouldn't you like to know?
If I stole a car? Oh, I got it from the car depot, the car store. That's where I got it. Hey, did you steal those headphones? Nope. Headphone Depot.
Sale.
Yeah. A lot going on there. Thanks, Addie Bates, producer of the Drake Toll Show, for clearing the air. She also said earlier, I think, that she stole ketchup or something. Like a dispenser or jelly or a bottle of something. Not really sure what all that was about. But thanks, Addie. And Curtis. Curtis Poindexter runs the board from Culver City, California. Look, I'm going to give you the highlights of the Patriots game. Highlight. And then I'll give you the highlights of the Seattle game. Both those teams are going to the Super Bowl. That is up next. That's in the next segment. In the meantime, deja vu all over again. Scientists are still trying to figure out what the hell deja vu is. I have it all the time. I have it probably once every few days, once a week at least. Do you? Isn't it weird where you're like, I've seen this before. I know I've seen this before. And sometimes the weirdest part about deja vu for me is, like, let's say you walk into a restaurant and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm getting some deja vu right now. I've seen this. I've never been here, but I've seen this place before. I've felt this moment. And then in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah, but in the end of that memory, like the waitress walks in front of me. And then the waitress walks in front of you. And you're like, whoa, I can see the future. Do you ever feel that way about deja vu, where like you predict the next thing that's going to happen? You're like, well, this would only complete the deja vu if like, whoa, and then it happens. That's how I feel. Deja vu actually stands for already seen in French. C'est la vie, bonjour, other French words. And it feels mystical, like a psychic premonition. But it's actually, psychologists, the people, dentists are trying to figure it out still. But they feel like they've narrowed it down to a communication error between different parts of your brain. So, like, they don't think that you have a past life memory. That's what the old, medieval scientists would have thought. But the leading theory now is this thing called spatial similarity. It's the most popular explanation. It's that you see a physical layout, and while you haven't been in the exact situation, the physical layout of the room reminds your brain of something you've seen. So say you walk into a coffee shop. Counters on the left, the cash register's in the middle, there's a plant in the corner, and the light at noon hits the windows just like your aunt's kitchen. And you haven't been in your aunt's kitchen in so long. The smell hits you again, and that light's just right, and the plants, and you think, oh my gosh, I've been here before. Your brain sees a pattern, but it can't find the specific memory somewhere in there. It's like, I don't know what's going on. So it flags the whole scene as a memory. It's like, oh, you've been here. You've done this. Remember? No, I don't believe that. I think we can all see the future. I think we are neurodivergent. It's the word that the kids love to use now. There's also the split perception glitch. Your brain can be distracted. You're taking in a scene subconsciously. You glance at a room while you're looking at your phone, and then you look up, and then you process it all, and your brain just saw it a millisecond ago, but it feels like a memory that's so distant because your brain, you're moving too fast. You look back down, and you're like, and you go, oh, wow, I just got deja vu. And what's crazy is there will never be a moment in your life where you're in a group of people, and you go, I just got deja vu. And they all say, oh, me too. Well, you can't share it with somebody. Except for you can now. Because we just deja vu'd all over ourselves. I just deja vu'd myself. The New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl again. What does again give you? How many Super Bowl matchups can you say again about? How many years pass by? I think, didn't the Bears play in a Super Bowl? I could be. Didn't Washington play in the Super Bowl? Not against the Bears, obviously. Didn't Washington play in a Super Bowl against Pittsburgh? Maybe, I think. And thinking back to that, right? Maybe Washington and Baltimore. Thinking back to that, it's like, okay, if they were to meet in the Super Bowl next year, could we be like, yep, here we go again? No, you couldn't say that. But my buddies texted me yesterday and said, oh, wow, we're going to do it again. It's the Pats.
Here we go again.
Because it feels so recent. That time that Seattle and Pete Carroll could have just run the ball and won the Super Bowl, but instead, the one guy for New England picked the ball off. You know what I thought I would never forget? Addy, Patriots, corner, interception, Super Bowl, falls off the face of the earth, never heard of him again. Name. What's his name?
Curtis.
Wow. Third line of defense here, Kirch. Malcolm something. What am I doing right now? Malcolm Butler.
Aren't you the sports guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought I would
Where'd you
never
get that
forget
from?
that.
Let me see.
But it happens in sports so often where you're like, oh, it's that much. It's like Leon Lett. Like everybody's like, oh, I'll remember Leon Lett's name. And the moment comes, you're like, who? Don Beebe, Leon Lett? Like it's so easy to forget those names. Like Malcolm Butler's easy to forget because he just fell up. I remember Richard Sherman, who didn't have the big moment in that game. But 2015, Malcolm Butler, career moment, kind of falls to the face of the earth. And now those two teams are meeting once again in the Super Bowl. But you all remember it. It's recent enough that you remember it. You can say again, you can say rematch. Because it was such a memorable game. Two elite teams. But guess what? We don't have Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll and Legion of Boom. We ain't got that. We got Drake Maye, Stephon Diggs, who may or may not have abused his live-in chef. We'll figure that out in the offseason. We have Sam Darnold and Mike McDonald. That's the Super Bowl. And if you don't like it, 140 million other people will watch it instead. But it reminds me a little bit of, remember when the Saints and the Colts played? Or when the Giants and the Patriots played? Because America was like, there's no way the ragtag Saints can do this. And we were a few years into Drew Brees. Yeah, that's right. The San Diego Charger Drew Brees being New Orleans quarterback under Sean Payton. We were into that. We were building New Orleans then. The Giants, we were figuring it out. Eli Manning's bursting on the scene. Tom Coughlin figuring it out, but they weren't supposed to win. They were ragtag. We'll go back to 2001, New England, 2001, when they were in their first Super Bowl with Tom Brady. They're not supposed to be here. They don't even have Drew Bledsoe. They got this Tom Brady guy. And guess what? Guess what? The Giants won the Super Bowl. The Saints won the Super Bowl. The Patriots won the Super Bowl. Old Yeller lived. Lassie found the kid in the well and saved it. Or whatever happens in Lassie. Cujo. Yeah. Cujo didn't kill all those people. Or whatever happened in Cujo. Cujo's a St. Bernard, by the way. People misremember Cujo as a pit bull. Yeah, that's propaganda right there. St. Bernard.
Who's people?
Me. I thought Cujo was a pit bull until I went to trivia night 3 weeks ago.
Okay, I was like, I've never heard anybody go, oh, Cujo the pit bull.
Yeah. The trivia question, like, next category is cinema, and the whole audience yells, cinema! And then Ralph, or whoever the guy is that reads off the trivia questions. In the 1979 Stephen King classic, Cujo, what dog breed is Cujo? You have 2 minutes to answer. And he plays like, a little bit of Monica to pass the time. And I was like, dude, I'm sitting there with my buddies from my Quiz Bowl days. We had won trivia the week prior, by the way. And I said, Pitbull, easy. And then Austin Hill said, no, he's a St. Bernard. I was like, St. Bernard, my ass. Why would a St. Bernard ever attack a town of people? They're lovable, Beethoven. He's like, no, it's a St. Bernard.
Idiot.
He was correct. Cujo's not a pit bull. I just kept picturing like a bull mastiff. I kept picturing the what do they call that for the movie when they have the thing?
You're creating stereotypes. Yeah, stereotypes.
That's hand up. My bad. What do they call the movie? It's on the VHS. It's what you look at. The cover.
What?
Is it the movie cover?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm talking about?
The VHS.
Yeah. Or like a DVD has like a movie cover. Is that what it's called?
The VHS.
Poster? Whatever.
Yes.
I just thought I in my brain I pictured it as a pit bull. But whatever. That in this world where New England wins that first Super Bowl, or where the Saints win that first Super Bowl, or when the Giants win that first Super Bowl, Cujo didn't kill everybody. Good things happened. The underdog wins. That's what it would feel like this year if the Patriots beat the Seahawks. Number one defense. Number one defense in the country. Number one in DVOA. By the way, though, I did pick Seattle. Oh, Addie, Question, trivia. You love that shit. Stuff. Thank you, Curtis. Addie, you do you remember who said the going into the playoffs the Seahawks would win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people said that.
It was me. Coming up on the Drake Toll Show, Music Monday, we'll play you the highlights of yesterday's games, the AFC, NFC championships as well. The Westwood One Sports app, Westwood One Sports. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Super Bowl 60.
Yeah! Kick it! You wake up late for school, man, you don't wanna go. Yeah!
I got a sweet little baddie and she rolling in the caddy with me. I got a sweet little baddie and she rolling in the caddy with me.
Jordan Bell, Jordan Bell, yo, 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 yo. I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Belfort. Stacking penny stocks while I'm flipping these birds.
What other radio showed America today? What other radio showed America today? Are you turning it on and you're getting Jordan Belfort? That was the hit song. That was the song. The last time the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks met in, yes, that's right, the Super Bowl. That's good stuff right there. It is, I don't even know who sings that, but it's about Jordan Belfort, obviously, who is the Wolf of Wall Street. And I learned in the break, I learned while we were off the air, my favorite movie is probably Shawshank Redemption. Curtis is privy to The Godfather. Masterpieces. Cinematic works of art. Get busy living, get busy dying. I love the Coen brothers. I think Fargo is a great dark comedy. Love Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Barton Fink. I've been thinking about that movie since I saw it for the first time a few months ago. It's so good. Here comes Addie. Wolf of Wall Street's my favorite movie. Wow.
I did not say that. I did not say that. You're lying.
Wow.
You are lying.
I'm at the
I did not say
Sundance
that.
Film Festival right now. That would make these people's heads explode.
I did not say that. I said it's one of my favorite movies. My favorite movie of all time is Forrest Gump.
Oh, my God. What, do you also love
And
Transformers?
La La Land.
Big fan of Transformers?
Love La La Land, Forrest Gump, Wolf of Wall Street, American Psycho.
Knives Out. Big Knives Out fan, huh?
No. What? I'm actually naming like good movies. I love All the President's Men. Have you ever seen that, Drake? Do you have an attention span for 2.5 hours?
I do.
Have you seen it?
Yes. That's good. But like I
who's
love the usual
like,
suspects.
Yes, that's a great
Casino.
movie.
Love Casino.
Yeah, these are like a bunch of dude movies. I get it for sure.
The Departed. What's the one with? Is it Ray Liotta? And no, it's not Ray Liotta. It is Joe Pesci and De Niro. Goodfellas. Also incredible.
Yeah, these are a bunch of dude movies.
And here comes Addie. I like Toy Story and Wolf of Wall Street. Like, yeah, I mean, Toy Story's endearing.
Drake's trying to be a performative like movie buff right now. Didn't even know Goodfellas. I had to feed it to him. Spoon-fed it to him. Like the good producer I am.
You Googled it. Not even a movie buff.
Google me.
I'm just over here, I like the real good movies. And Addie
Drake
loves
likes to
Wolf
watch
of Wall
Finding Nemo while he takes his children's Tylenol because he can't take a pill.
Addie saw Margot Robbie naked for the first time. She saw boobs for the first time. I was like, that's it. That's it. Favorite movie. Love Wolf of Wall Street. I
think it was Leonardo DiCaprio, actually.
No.
Leo.
No.
I still got him for 1 year. I turned 25 later this year, so I still in his age range.
You're
as
still
of right
there.
now.
You have as good a chance as anybody right now for
He
Leo.
doesn't want you anymore, though.
Bet you loved Uncut Gems too. Uncut Gems.
Never seen it.
I did like Uncut Gems. I shouldn't crap on it. It was good. It insists upon itself a little bit. It insists upon itself, no doubt. But like, okay, you're trying to tell me you're a really good movie. You don't have to. Yeah, I'm enjoying watching this. Other than that, it's solid. Jordan Belfort by whoever. One hit wonder. Got to be one hit wonder. That's just so, man, hits me right in the middle school. Everybody loved that song. Quickly, I don't even know why I'm doing this, but I guess I am. Here is the final call from the Seattle win against the LA Rams. I don't know.
10 seconds to go. Rams at their 30 down by 4. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Sets in the pocket. Plenty of time. Winds up. Throws to the near sideline. Caught. 50-yard line and out of bounds. Nakua. The clock at 1. Oh, they keep the clock going. It's over. It's over. Seattle has won. The Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl.
Final call. New England goes to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl as well. Somewhere in there. Ryan Radke, Westwood One Sports. 10-7, final score. It was a boring game, Curtis. So we don't have it. The final call.
Oh, the final call?
Yeah. That one.
Maye with his hands under center, drops to his knee, and that's it. The New England Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. The Patriots win the AFC Championship, beating the Denver Broncos 10-7, and a new era of Patriots football is upon us. The Drake Maye, Mike Vrabel Patriots are going to the Super Bowl.
Drake Maye dropped to his knee, barked like he wants it. Patriots, Seahawks, Super Bowl 60. Time for Music Monday. Addie Bates put together 5 songs. That's right, 5 songs, and 5 seconds of those 5 songs to play for me and Curtis. I don't know. I bet Curtis already knows the songs. He got to see them. But for me, I'm going to guess them. Addie, are you ready?
Yes, so I'm going to tell you how I picked these. I went to my road trip playlist that I started
2 minutes.
in high school. I hit shuffle, and these are the first 5 songs that played. So here you go.
Just about a year ago, I set out on the road. Wish I knew what you were looking for. Friday night, it was late, I was walking you home. We got down to the gate and I was dreaming of the night. Do you have the time to listen to me whine?
Curtis, that was so fast.
No, he was supposed to do it like that.
We got a minute. We have a minute left in the show. We have to do it.
Do it again. Play it again, fast.
Just about a year ago, I set out on the road.
Now a minute.
Wish I knew what you were looking for. Friday night, it was late, I was walking you home. We got down to the gate and I was dreaming of the night. Do you have the time to listen to me whine?
30.
Okay, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Lodi. I don't know. Poison. I don't know. YouTube, Doobie Brothers, Green Day. Who is it? Fast.
Yes, Lodi, CCR, Jealous Again, Black Crows, Under the Milky Way, The Church, Remedy,
10.
Little River Band, Basket Case, Green Day.
Green
Get
Day.
good.
Yeah, nice. All right, Eddie Bates, Curtis Poindexter, Westwood One Sports, Westwood One Sports app. See you tomorrow, 6 to 9 a.m. BYU, Arizona tonight. I'll be there. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This is Westwood One Sports.